I'm a Ninja Warrior, and I'm here to tell you what happens when you divide by zero. A brief history. So the earliest known dividing by zero happened in about the 1600s, when a group of mathematicians got together and said, let's divide by zero. The mathematician thought he was very smart. He took x and divided by zero. And as soon as he wrote it, a black hole formed and gobbled him up. The mathematician was no more. About 200 years later, in the 1800s, 1806, another group of mathematicians got together, and they said, let's divide by zero. Now, they knew that just writing it down would not work. That was dangerous and crazy. No one had tried it since then, except for a few people who just had a death wish. So, their friend decided that they would plug in 1 divided by 0 on the calculator and see what it said. It was safer than writing it on paper. But it wasn't safe enough, because as soon as he typed it in and hit the enter button, the calculator came to life and decided to chase and eat the mathematician, who died very soon after. But don't worry, it is safe to divide by zero on your calculator. In modern days, we have a fail-safe that is built into every calculator to stop it from eating you. If you type in 1 divided by 0 and hit enter, your calculator will tell you error, divide by 0, and it'll give you the option to quit the operation. There is no other option. So it is safe to divide by 0. This will not give you the answer because, well, we'll get to that later. But it is safe. Do not worry, good people. So, many years later, after all of these attempts had failed, and people were beginning to think that there was no way we would ever know what happens when you divide by 0, another group of mathematicians, who by now people just thought they were crazy, said, let's divide by 0. But they were not going to be foolish and type it in on a calculator or write it down this time. Instead, they got an elite team of people in hazmat suits, scientists, and ninjas to put together x over 0. And then quickly they had to catalyze the reaction by putting together a statement that it would always equal. And that statement was dne. And as we know, dne does not exist. They were awarded with the Nobel Prize for their discoveries because now people could divide by 0 in safety. No more would a black hole spring up just because they had tried to write 1 divided by 0. Now they could just stop it by putting equals does not exist. The vertical asymptote on a graph. For example, when you have y equals 1 over x, you'll get a curve like this. And as it gets closer and closer to 0, it never gets there. It just does not exist. You can type into your calculators now with the error, and you will know that 1 over 0, x over 0, does not exist. The world was safe from dividing by 0, and everyone promptly forgot the mathematician's name. So that is the history of what happened when you divide by 0. The end.